This is a clip we're recording a week later, but before you get into minutes 11 to 20, I want to point one thing out. As we said in the first 10 minutes, we were watching a video version with subtitles recorded from my phone, and then I got a clean version and cut that up. I'm saying that because, Christian, when I cut up the minutes properly, something changed. The deaths happened at the ends of the minutes, instead of cutting off right before the deaths of that agent in Jamaica, and then the woman setting up her stuff. They died at the end of the minutes, and we missed Bond actually saying Moneypenny. Know that we missed that little clip, so when we say, did she say her name was Moneypenny? No, that's just a little production error.
Okay.
But enjoy these next 10 minutes, and you've already had the surprise spoiled that I reveal to Christian in minute 21. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brian Alex Clark.
And I'm Christian.
And this is Bond. Wait.
Minute Bond.
I'm going to keep this in, but I messed that up. And this is the podcast that breaks down the longest running, most debonair spy franchise, shaken, not stirred, one glorious minute at a time. We're on minute 11 of Dr. No, because this is Bond. Minute Bond. And Christian?
Yes, sir.
What happened in this minute?
We got James over here flirting with the secretary.
Ooh.
He's trying to, sway her into giving him some information or something, but he flirts with her a lot, you can tell, right?
Yeah. Have we had her name yet?
No, this is the first. I don't know what her name is. No.
Well, I know her name, but
Oh.
alright, I just wanted to check, because between this and last minute, it's been a week, so I don't remember if she said her name last time, but yeah, she said, the part I laughed at is she said, "You never take me out dressed like this," and he said, "I never take you out at all, because if I did, M would have me court-martialed for illegal use of government property." Which is, oh my gosh, that's the most... He was so vague and hands off with his last flirting, and this one was like, I'm gonna use you.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. He said it would be illegal use of government property. Which really got me.
Yeah.
But
I didn't catch that. I was like, I think last time we had subtitles, and it was easier to kind of follow along.
For context, I recorded my iPad with subtitles on with my phone, but then I got a cleaner version, but it doesn't have subtitles. So
it's alright. It looks better, but no subtitles, which is okay. But yeah, we got James flirting over here, talking about taking her out, but he never really does. And then he walks into another room with this cool, what was it, red? Was it a red door or something?
Yeah.
It was like a red, leather-looking door.
It's actually double red doors. After she says they've been burning air between here and Jamaica. Oh, I had some things. So, some notes when I was editing. One, the French club is definitely in London, because she said, we've been looking all through London for you. That was a question we had.
Point.
And then the guy looking for Bond in minute 7 disappears and doesn't show up again. So he must be searching for Bond for, and this is the secretary's name, Moneypenny.
Yeah.
And then in the early minutes, we were wondering what side of the car the steering wheel was on, and it looked like the right for both cars, but the hearse driver was driving on the left side of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that we just didn't point out. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I just wanted to cover those that I caught. It won't be the last time. But, yeah, she said we've been burning air through, or between here and Jamaica.
So does that mean that they just can't make communication? Is that what that means?
I assume they've been trying everything. Maybe, I doubt it, but maybe they've had a team fly that way to try to see, but I would doubt it. It probably wouldn't be solved that quickly. We get some different angles. We see a teapot set in near her desk on one of the filing cabinets. And then one thing I was really interested in is the reason he knows to go in is because of a red light, green light. It's like a film shooting set. You know? Like,
yeah.
we're live.
Yeah, you're right. I think I missed that too. I must have been dreaming or something.
Yeah. But we see a typewriter and a map. And then he goes through double red doors. It's like the doors between hotel suites. But I imagine this must be how, maybe soundproofing. But wait, I just noticed this. When he comes through the door, first, he's very he kind of pauses. He's a little nervous. I like that. We don't really get that anymore.
He looks so good in that suit, though.
Yeah, but look next to him. Once he closes that door, there's lights like on the other side. So
yeah, I remember the lights. You're right. But it's I didn't realize it was double doors.
Yeah, but I'm curious. Does M have to push those to signify the lights on the other side, or is there a double thing where if Moneypenny puts it red, we know that there's a situation in the front? You know, like M could know that they're being raided or something. That's true. If he has to push it, that would be funny if he pushes it and then runs back to his desk.
Yeah.
But we get a bust of somebody who I don't recognize. If anyone knows who that is at minute 46, feel free to comment on YouTube or Instagram. And some drink thing. What's that metal thing next to the bust? Do you know what that is?
What are you talking about?
Go to second 45. You see on that?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bust.
Next to the head?
Yeah. What's that metal thing?
I have no idea. It looks like something I don't know what you would store in there. Ice? Or what the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
it looks like the plunger of a French press, but nothing else.
It looks like a very fancy French press.
Yeah, but then
I think it's probably to serve drinks or something.
Mm-hmm. Then we go through. We're gonna have a lot of screenshots on the Instagram for these things, but there's a portrait of somebody who I don't know.
It looks like a former president or something.
Probably Prime Minister if it's Britain.
Or Prime Minister because we're in fucking London.
And there's desks with a bunch of stuff on them. Now his lamp looks like a combination of the green color to the lights back at second 45 and that metal thing that we don't know what it is. Do you notice that? The lamp on his desk?
Yeah. The green?
There's the green, but then there's also a metal piece that looks like that thing we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird.
And his phone's really weird. It has a circular thing with finger holes in it. Rotary phone?
It's so crazy to be watching, like, minute by minute and re-watching it the same minute over and over again because you notice so much that you wouldn't notice it if you were just watching it, like, at a normal pace, like you watch every movie. So,
it's gonna be...
We are breaking down the fuck out of every movie and, like, talking about stuff on the walls and, like, stuff on the desk. I mean, damn.
This is going to be a little foreshadowing, but my plan is after we break down a whole movie, we then do a commentary track where we rewatch the whole movie as a piece, as a full thing, having known every single minute, and see what our takes are on it now with all the information. Because right now, we're not...
There should be alcohol involved in that. For sure.
We'll make a martini. We'll make a Vesper martini.
Nice.
But it'll be interesting because we're seeing little bits. It's like being given a page of a book once a day and then and not being allowed to go past that one page, but then at the end, seeing the whole book together. I'm curious how we react to it then. I love M's line saying, "It's 3 a.m. Do you ever sleep, 007?" I think he says 007. Yeah. And let me check.
I don't think he says his name.
He says 007, yeah. When he says 3 a.m., Bond goes to reach for his watch before stopping, realizing it's like a kind of rhetorical question, the time's not important. But I love that he responds, "Never on the firm's time."
Oh, that's what he said, okay. I couldn't understand what he was saying.
I think he said firm's time. I don't know about the word firm's.
That would make sense. That would make sense, though.
It's actually interesting because I can't imagine Daniel Craig's Bond being so respectful. You know? Like, he's I don't...
Because of Daniel Craig himself, or...
Well, I mean, you know, with Skyfall, one of the things I didn't like about it is how much it broke its back to give us a male M again, and to give us a Moneypenny. It just... I think it really undercut Eve Moneypenny's character to force that, and then replacing Judi Dench. Ralph Fiennes is amazing, but making it M again, like, oh, we need a male M again. That's one of the things I don't like that Sam Mendes. It feels like he forced it to me, but I could not imagine Daniel Craig going into Ralph Fiennes' office, pausing nervously, and then giving such a respectful anser. I would expect him to be like, "I'm awake because I felt like it." Not, you know, it's because he wanted to do it, not because he wanted to do it for them.
They're very different Bonds for sure. The way that they would react, and I mean, it's also a totally different time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know when the fuck this movie was made, man. So I don't know. Is this in the 80s?
Oh, far before that.
70s?
Well, let's look it up. Here, you've got your computer.
I feel I'm ashamed and embarrassed. I don't even know.
Can you look that up right now?
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this. It's most interesting to me because, you know, Daniel Craig in real life seems like such a sweetheart. But then Sean Connery, one of his most infamous interviews was him saying, "I just feel like every once in a while a woman needs a good smack to be reminded of her place." And, like, I think it was Barbara Walters who confronted him, was like, "So, do you want to walk back those statements or no?" He's like, No. I don't know if this is actually interesting, but it's interesting to me that between those two Bonds, Daniel Craig is such a sweetheart, but his Bond would be disrespectful, and Sean Connery is just technically the more abusive husband, or the more abusive human, since he's okay smacking a woman. You know, it's important to say that it was the time, although it's not okay, and even then people didn't like challenge him on it, but the more abusive of the two has the more respectful Bond, but the cuddly one, the person I would love to hang out with, Daniel Craig. He seems like a super sweetheart and super nice to everybody around him. His Bond is more disrespectful. I don't know if that's actually interesting, but I found it interesting, that dichotomy. I would expect it to be the other way around.
Now, with that being said, what year do you think this movie came out?
1960s.
Yes, 1962.
Bo-bo! Bo-bo!
Yes. I went into this completely blind, by the way. I didn't want to know anything or do any research, so...
I appreciate that. That's what we're supposed to... We're trying to find these facts in a bubble. It's going to be harder for me when I'm doing the MCU minutes, because, oh, baby. Good God. Just, like, consuming everything I could. And we'll get probably a little more behind the scenes as we get into the Daniel Craig Bonds, because I was interested in that. But, yeah, this is more going in blind. I've read the book Casino Royale, but that's really it in terms of reading the Bond books. And that's just...
Nice.
At this point...
I've never read a Bond book in my life.
Well, if it interests you, this is the 6th book that Dr. No is based on. But, yeah, it's interesting to me. But yeah, let's see.
Alright.
Before we go on, we've got a black rotary phone and then a green phone that I assume is rotary, but we can't see it. Some papers, different stuff, a Rolodex. But then in the last second, to M's left, there's a white thing that looks like it could be a phone, but it has a ton of buttons.
Yeah, I see that.
What do you think that is?
I think that's probably how he communicates with that secretary and probably some other important people in the building. I don't know.
She does have a black rotary phone and a... If you go back to the first second, there's this weird mahogany device with a white phone on it. So, I think you're right.
Yeah, she's got 2 phones as well.
If that white one's a phone, then he's got 3 phones. So,
No, the woman. I'm talking about the woman, sorry.
No, yeah. She has 2 phones. But M has 3 if that white one is a phone. So I'm going to guess that the green phone is to British Batman.
Maybe you're right,
Because
Brian.
American Batman had a red phone. I'm just going to guess it was... It was...
Good assumption, I guess.
Oh, I'm blanking. What's the name of the Batman actor who played the old bang boom pow?
Oh my god, I know him. His grandson worked with me at Whole Foods. Yeah.
Dude. But what's his name? It's something with an A.
I know, man. It's
Sorry, I've got everything turned to airplane mode except what I'm talking to you on.
I got this. Original Batman.
Batman 66.
Somebody watching this right now is like, yeah, it's this guy, obviously.
It's Batman
But
66.
I can't.
Here, Christian. Look up Batman 66, actor.
Okay. Damn. Okay. 1966. But what about this guy? What about him?
I just want to know his name right now.
Oh, you just want to know his name right now. Okay. Well, I have a lot of tabs open, and this is going very slow. Gotta close some tabs. But Adam West.
There we go. He was also on Family Guy. Adam West.
Yes.
I knew it was an A.
Yes.
But yeah, I love Adam West. Everyone should look up Adam West, Kevin Smith, and see whatever you can find. But I just imagined that it was Adam West's British brother is on the other end of that green phone. That's the joke I wanted to make.
That's funny.
All right, anything else for this minute, sir?
No, man, I'm anxious to get to the next minute. Let's go.
Cool beans. Minute 12 coming up. Outro?
That was money.
What's your name?
My name is Christian, and that was money.
Just say your name again.
Fuck. My name is Christian.
My name is Brian.
And that was money.
Every penny of it. Got it. I'm too proud of that. Do you need to rewatch that again? Because I feel like I need to rewatch that again.
Yeah.
Alright.